Today, I'm excited to do a video on how to have masculine frame in a long-term relationship. So shout out to one of my subscribers who asked me to do this video. And I was married before 20 years, so I know all about this. Plus, now that I've been single for 2.5 years, I've been dating, and I've learned so much now, and I want to share that with you today in terms of how to have masculine frame if you're in a long-term relationship or you want to have a long-term relationship. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification button because I drop a video every day. All right, woof. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but I'm just going to, look at all my notes, cover the topic, and we'll see how this goes. So you are wondering how to have masculine frame in a long-term relationship, but I'm going to make a couple of assumptions. Maybe you're already in a long-term relationship, you're dating, you're married, or you want to be in one. Okay, so that's what this video is about. All right, so I mentioned earlier, I was married 20 years and divorced now, and I've been single 2.5 years. Won't get into all details about what happened in my marriage and so forth, because you're here for you to learn stuff and not like listen to my sob story. Okay, it's not sob story. I have no regrets, and I learned a lot now being single and the things that I wish I did during the marriage. And I'm going to talk about some of those things and the things that I didn't do. Right. So masculine frame. I will say this just right out of the gate, and I don't have any specific number of things in this video. I'm just kind of going to have a conversation with you. But number one thing that you need to make sure is, okay, let's do two parts. One, you're not in an LTR yet. And then the second part is you already are an LTR and you're married. Okay. So let's address part number one. So part number one is the masculine frame is so critical to have at the beginning before you're in an LTR, but we'll address that in a moment. So you're dating this person. It's not too late to change some of the things. Like at the end of the day, women want a leader. Women want a guy that was willing to make decisions. And so, for example, if she says, "What do you want to have for dinner tonight?" Say something. Don't say, "Well, I don't know. What do you want to have for dinner tonight?" Same thing with, "What do you want to watch tonight?" Don't say, "Oh, I don't know. What do you want to watch tonight?" Say something. I made that mistake in my marriage, right? And I'm being vulnerable with this YouTube channel and sharing some of the things that I failed at, all right? But I really enjoy this, and I hope you also like my videos because I want you to understand, like, wait, it's not all rainbows and butterflies and unicorns out there. Like, these are real things that happen to people. So I made that mistake in my marriage, that I wasn't making decisions. And that's what I would encourage you to do to have masculine frame, is that you need to make decisions. She asks you, "What do you want to eat tonight?" Just say something, anything. "What do you want to do tonight?" Say something, anything. She wants you to plan the date. She wants you to make arrangements, make the reservation, like be the leader, be the man. That's all part of masculine frame, right? She wants you to take care of your body. Very few women want to date a guy with flabby little arms because subconsciously they think, how the fuck could he protect me if shit hits the fan, which almost never hits the fan. But I'm just saying, in general, that's just a psychological thing. It's like that's why men are typically drawn to more feminine women, because they're more dainty, they need protection and all these things. So masculine frame is also, right, this might be new to some of you, it's also not getting emotional. Not crying like a little baby all the time. And I know life fucking sucks and you get kicked in the balls, kicked in the ass, kicked all kinds of places, but share that with your buddies. Don't be crying all the time in front of a woman that you're dating specifically. And most importantly, don't be going on and on about your weaknesses. Like, "Oh, I'm not strong in this area," or "I'm not smart in this area," or all these money problems you're having, or you fear you're going to get fired. This kind of stuff. Don't say it. Again, masculine frame. You are the stoic leader, unbreakable kind of guy. She needs to have that perception of you. And I know it sucks and it's not fair, but it is what it is because this is what happened. And this is what happened to me in my marriage. All right. Over time, she starts to lose respect for you. She starts pulling away. You're not checking some of the shit tests that she's throwing at you, right? She's saying certain things and you're not saying anything about it. This whole thing, happy wife, happy life, is such bullshit. No. A woman's never happy. Okay? So you might as well stand up for yourself and say, I didn't like what you said over in this situation, or I found when you rolled your eyes when we had that group party, you rolled your eyes because I said something. Please don't do that again. I don't like it. So women don't want a controlling guy, but they want a guy that's not a doormat either, that will stand up and say something. So masculine frame needs to happen and continue to happen when you're dating. It's so important. And you need to check your own self, right, on that. So now I'm going to go over to the second part, and that is, what if you're in an LTR and you're married? And what if you've dropped the ball on the masculine frame part? Like, what if you've made a lot of fuck ups? You've cried in front of her, you've been vulnerable, you've shared your weaknesses, you've not made decisions when she's asking you. Okay, the fact that you're still in that relationship is a good thing. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to now potentially, redeem yourself and to have masculine frame. So I will share I will share a story from a work colleague that I have and some personal things, right? So my work colleague shares with me that he's been married for 8 years. And I said, oh, fantastic. And he finds out I have this dating channel, so he's intrigued, right? And then I said to him, I said, I hope this isn't too personal of a question, but out of curiosity, how often do you have sex per week? And he's like, anytime I want. And then he said, there's an exception. He said, if she's not in the mood, I get a blowjob anytime I ask. Never does she reject me. So, and then I said, was it always like that? And then he said, no, it wasn't. But then she realized that I was willing to walk away. So that's the ultimate thing I want to leave you with, guys, is if you're in an LTR or you're a marriage, right? And you want to maintain masculine frame, that is one of the key things that she needs to know. You don't have to play on this and make her insecure and that stuff. No. But she needs to recognize, wait a minute, you are willing to walk away if this behavior doesn't happen. So a perfect example is this, and many men suffer from this. You have no idea how many men I know that are married 20 years, 15 years, 30 years, whatever, and they're almost never having sex. Well, now they've enabled it, but it's still not too late. And this is what happened. So he said that. He's like, look, my ex knows if she doesn't help me out and she starts to reject me, I'm going to walk. So in my case, the opposite happened to me in a sense, in that I ended up walking away, okay? Because my then ex-wife just didn't get it. And what would happen is she would, in this case, reject me. And I would say, look, obviously the vibe's off. I'm going to sleep on the couch, right? So I did that. Kind of worked a little bit. Another time I said, look, the vibe is off and I'm going to stay with my friend tonight. That was like next level. And it kind of worked. Okay. But she kept reverting back. So the good news for me is it told her, look, he's willing to walk away. Right. And every situation's different, but let's address the sex part. If she rejects you and there's no fucking reason for it, she says she's tired and it's Friday night, you haven't had sex for 2 weeks, and she just keeps doing the same thing, rolling over on her. Well, one of the reasons why she's doing that is because she's starting to lose respect for you. She's starting to see that you don't have masculine frame. So one of the ways you can redeem yourself, is by saying, look, obviously the vibe's off. I'm going to go sleep on the couch. So she's either going to react in one of two ways. She's going to react of like feeling bad, right? And then you're most likely going to have sex, or she's not going to care. That's bad. That's really, really bad for you. If you go ahead and now you're sleeping on the couch and she doesn't care. So I suggest at that point that the next time this happens, like you have to have a conversation, right, about this. So the next time that happens, you go and stay with a friend. If she still doesn't care, I'm sorry, guys, marriage is over. Marriage is over. That relationship's over because she doesn't give a shit. Where if she cares, then that's good because you can keep having that conversation and say, look, this, I really don't like that. And what you don't want is you don't want a woman putting up all these walls and not caring. That happened with me at that point when she didn't care. That's when I decided to leave, like for good. So the masculine frame in an LTR and in a marriage, if you sense that she's not respecting you, these are some of the key things. And I just made a bunch of notes, right? These are some of the things that you can start to do to regain that masculine frame, even if you feel like you've lost it or she's not respecting you or she doesn't want to have sex with you. Okay, no particular order. So one of the things is, I already mentioned walking away. The other thing is start focusing on yourself and keep making yourself busy pursuing your hobbies, pursuing your work goals, starting a business. Okay. The next thing you should need to start doing is not making her a priority because you're busy with all these other things. So you start pulling back your time. Okay. So that's what's critical is she needs to go, oh, why is he not like around every night watching TV series and movies? Which, by the way, guys, I fell into that trap during my marriage. Every night it was the same fucking routine. I'd come home after the gym or not gym, and we'd sit down the whole night watching TV and movies. Don't do that. Only do that a couple times a week, maybe one evening on the weekend because you're busy, you're working on stuff. That's what women want. You need to check the shit tests because the shit tests are coming along. You need to say, look, I don't like it when you say this. I don't like it because she's expecting you to be a man, to take leadership, and to not be a doormat. Okay. Next thing, you need to stop farting in her presence in the bed. It's not funny. It's not sexy. Stop doing that. I know a lot of you guys are farting in the bedroom. I was guilty of that before. It's disgusting, and her desire for you will drop. Trust me, over time, it will drop. There's nothing sexy about farting. The next thing you need to stop doing is stop making baby noises. And it might be cute when you're around a baby or a puppy, but don't do it with her. Don't go poke fun and act like a little boy. So that's kind of the segue into this part is stop acting like a little boy and making these cute little baby noises, calling her cute little names and making noises, wearing a dress, now dressing like a little boy, wearing a baseball cap 24/7. There's a time and place for a baseball cap. Like you're working out at the gym, you're going to a sports event, but every fucking day, I did a whole video on why you shouldn't wear baseball caps. You should watch that one. But it's pathetic, man. Like, anyways, this one time I'm in a restaurant and it was like maybe 30 guys in this kind of upper scale restaurant bar. 7 of the 30 were wearing a fucking baseball cap. Middle-aged guys with their dates. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, really? That's what you look like. You look like a little boy. So, but again, there's exceptions. You're hunting, you're fishing, you're trying to keep the sun away. Like, obviously, I don't want to be in a lot of sun with my bald head. So, this is what I'm talking about. So, these are just some of the things that you need to do to maintain your masculine frame when you're in, or gain it back when you're in an LTR or a marriage, so that your wife starts to see you in a different light. I want to hear from you in the comments if there are things that I've missed or if there's other videos you'd like me to do, because I do, just like I mentioned earlier, this is a subscriber request video and happy to do these videos. So thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.